Nadia, yoo! I'm going to be taking your husband now.
What? What do you mean you're going to be taking my husband now?
Like I said, I just got together with your husband, Jason, and we're in some serious love right now, which means he'll be coming with me now as we get out of here.
You guys are running away together? Hold on, Vivi. I already get that you have such a problem with men of all types, and it's no joke at all. But now you're going after your own sister's husband?
Well, someone like Jason, who's been with a not-so-good-looking woman like yourself, said that he'd rather be with someone who is still young and juicy like myself from now on. Also, he's making a ton of money currently, right? Since he's freelance, that means he can choose to live anywhere we want, and with all of that money he's bringing in, I can stay at home and be his housewife forever. This makes running away with him so easy for me that it's insane.
You aren't looking at the whole entire picture here.
Oh, the divorce paperwork is in your mailbox for you. And he made sure to end his lease at that apartment he was renting.
What? He ended the lease?
He told me that he's going to buy all sorts of new things, so things like his furniture and clothing can all be thrown out if you'd like to do that.
This is all way too one-sided and crazy.
Bye-bye!
Hey, Vivi!
Nadia! Good seeing you after 3 years. Have you been doing all right for yourself?
What? Vivi?
Yahoo!
I can't believe you'd get back in touch with me of all people.
What? Tell me, what's so bad about me wanting to talk with my older sister again?
After having gone and stolen that older sister's husband from her, I don't understand how you have the nerve to talk with her again after 3 years. Are you mentally all there?
Is that something you should be saying to your little sister who just got back in touch with you after such a long time? Vivi's so sad she might cry.
You're so freaking annoying.
You're so mean.
So what do you want with me? The past 3 years, I haven't heard a word out of you, and yet you're wanting to talk with me again? There has to be something you want from me, right?
Well, if you think there's something I want, then there is.
What is it?
Currently, you're 36 years old, right?
That's right, but is that all you care to ask about?
Being cared for by your own mama at the age of 36?
Excuse me? What are you wanting to talk about here?
I'm wanting to know how much longer an old hag like you is willing to leech off mom and dad for.
Leech off?
The fact that you're getting so close to your 40s and are still having to rely on mom and dad for everything is insane.
Sure, I'm at that point now where I've gotten up there in age and I'm still living in the same house as mom and dad are. But nothing ever came up about me being the one getting cared for by the both of them. And here's something else that's new to you. This is my house we're living in, and it's really only mom that lives here.
What is that? Trying to act all tough now or something? For someone that was still a housewife only 3 years ago, was it really that easy for you to find a proper job right after we ran off? No, it wasn't. So stop trying to act like someone you're not. That is why you living in that house with your parents means that it is them who are still having to take care of you. And just to let you know, I am fully aware that Dad passed away while I've been gone, so we can just leave him out of this. But the fact that you're having to leech off a widow now who only has a part-time job, I feel so sorry for her.
Vivi, you have a lot of misunderstandings going on right now. I was never a housewife before you ran off with my husband.
What?
Around the same time I got married to Jason, my company was rolling out some new things like having a lot of us work from home remotely. So for the most part, I was working from home while I had Jason as my husband. I can understand why you'd see that as me leaving my job, but in reality, I had just been working from my room. And even now I'm at home working remotely for the company.
All right. You really think you're making yourself look all professional and employed by saying you're working from home and remotely right now? Well, that's not going to work on me.
Hey, what are you trying to say here? Where I'm living right now and who I'm living with at the moment has nothing to do with you, right?
No. It has a ton to do with me.
Then you tell me why that is.
Oh, you still don't know why?
I honestly can't even tell what you're wanting to say to me right now.
What I'm saying is, Richard and I will be moving back home and in with Mom, so you need to get lost now. That's all.
Huh? Who is Richard?
He's my current boyfriend.
Huh?
Then what happened with Jason after you went and stole him from me? Well, about a month after doing that, he and I broke up.
Huh? That quickly?
Well, to tell you the truth, Jason said to me that the company he was freelancing for just so happened to be the same company that you worked for, right? He said that the moment the company found out that he had run off with me, he lost all work from said company.
Well, I'm sure he did after pulling that. The man in charge of dealing with him and the projects was someone else, but everyone knew that he was my ex-husband and that he became my ex due to some very unfortunate reasons. To think that the man he had left his wife for was her little sister. Everyone in the company, including the CEO himself, lost interest in a man like Jason and said to stop giving him work right away.
Hey, we don't have to talk about him anymore. Right now, we're talking about how Richard and I are moving back home to stay with Mom. So when are you going to be able to get out of that house?
Before that, let me ask you something. Vivi, where are you right now?
I'm living here in City A with Richard in his apartment. But soon the whole building is going to be taken down in order for the new condos to be built. And so with that, we were thinking of moving back home and staying with my mom for a while. We'll also be getting married while we're there. That's the plan that the both of us came up with. And after getting in touch with a friend of mine still living in that neighborhood, they told me that you are still living back home with Mom. Nadia, you're in my way right now, so please get out.
And when did you talk with that friend of yours?
2 months ago or so.
2 months ago. I see, so you still have no clue then.
About what?
Right now I'm over in Europe with my husband living together. Did you not hear about that from anyone?
Huh? You're in Europe?
I ended up getting married to a Dutch man.
Huh?
While here in the US, he told me that he was going to have to head back to the Netherlands, and so we got married and I went with him. And Mom made sure to come along as well.
What the heck? That kind of a lie is way too easy for me to figure out.
Why do you think I'm lying to you right now?
Because you were never able to speak Dutch in the past. I don't even think you had any interest in Europe before, so you really expect me to believe that you're living over there now? No way, no way.
Did you know that before my divorce from Jason, I was taking classes for both Dutch and German?
What?
After you had taken Jason away from me and left me with a shattered heart and all, I started to take an even deeper liking in Europe and in the Dutch as a whole. Mom then started to come along with me, and we went from being terrible at foreign languages to learning 2 in under 2 years. And that's why we're now able to thrive over here with no issues at all. And if you're wondering who my husband was, well, he was my Dutch and German teacher.
Huh? So this is the kind of fantasy world that you 40-year-old hags come up with when you've been forever alone. Scary. I'll be coming back home next Saturday, so I need you out of that house by then. Nadia! Why? What happened here?
What is it this time?
There is no house here anymore.
Huh?
The house I was born and raised in? The house that I was supposed to start living in with Mom and my fiancé? There's no house here anymore.
The house was torn down a while back.
Hey, what's all of this about? That was my house.
Since both Mom and I were moving to Europe, there was no reason to leave the house there empty with no buyers. So we sold it off for the land.
What?
Thankfully, the man that bought the land was an old friend of Dad's before he passed away. When we spoke with him about what he was going to do with the land, he said he'd be turning it into an apartment complex. And so what you're seeing is the empty land after he tore down the house, before it's going to have an apartment placed on it, right?
No way. I never heard about that.
Even if we wanted to talk with you about it, you had both Mom and I blocked until very recently, right? We had no idea where you were living, and there was no other way for us to get in contact with you.
No way. We already ended the lease on the other apartment and can't go back there anymore. Richard doesn't have a family or anything, so there's no place for him or us to go back to either.
By the way, have you noticed a car waiting around there?
Huh? A car?
I heard that it's supposed to be an all blacked out van, but...
Huh? What are you talking about?
Look, Vivi, I've been waiting for a very long time now to get a settlement from you for what you'd done 3 years ago.
Huh? A settlement?
A settlement for having had an affair with my husband and stealing him from me. Technically, it may be too late for me to do something like that, but I can at least still try. And since I now know where you are, I can snatch you up and take you to talk with my lawyer. And the people there to help take you are a group from a construction firm in the city.
Huh? A construction firm?
It's the kind of company who are more than happy to hire lost causes like you and turn your character around so you can become a decent member of society again.
What?
They're there to pick you up and take you off to go start working for them, building a dam out in the middle of nowhere. And my lawyer said he'll come to talk with you about having all of your income from there sent right to me as a form of out-of-court settlement.
Huh? No! At least let me work at a cafe or an apparel outlet or a fancy furniture store. Let me work somewhere high-end.
Well, you can, but can you find a place that will hire you by tonight and a place for you to live nearby to it?
What?
Even if you find somewhere else to work, you're still going to have to pay me back for what you've done. And even though I'm not there in the U.S. anymore, there are plenty of people who will support me, like that construction firm and my lawyer. And that lawyer just so happens to be top of the class, so you can try to run and hide, but you'll only be making things worse for yourself.
What is this?
Now, this is going to be the last time you and I ever text one another, all right?
What? Nadia?
From now on, only talk with my lawyer, please.
The blacked out van just pulled up to me. No, Nadia, I don't want to go.
Bye-bye. I didn't tell my younger sister, but it turns out that her ex-husband Jason is also working for a construction firm at a different location. Apparently, when they got divorced, my parents had to cover the alimony costs, and Jason is currently repaying them for his wages at that job. Just the other day, I reached out to him to discuss the situation with my sister, and that's when he told me about his employment. Naturally, my immediate thought was, well, if Jason's working there, then why not get my foolish sister involved too? As for my sister's now ex-boyfriend, Richard, he seems to have only come along with her because she told him to. Once they arrived at that chaotic situation, their relationship ended right there on the spot. I can't say I'm surprised, given how things had been going between them. Richard was clearly never the type to handle pressure well, and my sister, well, she certainly isn't known for choosing her partners wisely. I guess it was just a matter of time before things fell apart. So, there you have it. My sister ended up securing food, clothing, and shelter in the most unexpected way. It's almost comical when you think about it. However, despite her newfound situation, she still managed to leave me a voicemail saying, "I'm so tired. I'm scared, Nadia," with a hint of desperation in her voice. Just as the message was wrapping up, I could hear a tough-sounding woman yelling in the background, "Quit slacking off, will ya?" And then the message abruptly ended. I had to chuckle a little bit when I heard that because, knowing my sister, she's probably getting exactly what she deserves. After years of being lazy and making poor life choices, she's finally in a situation where she has no choice but to work hard under someone's strict supervision. To be honest, it's probably the best thing that could have happened to her. Still, it's not easy to completely shake the feeling of concern when you hear your own sister sounding so exhausted and frightened. I know she's been through a lot, but at the same time, her tendency to make bad decisions has led her down this path. It's hard to feel too sympathetic when you remember all the chaos she's caused over the years. I suppose the fact that she ended up working in such a strict environment is some form of poetic justice. After all, she's spent most of her life avoiding responsibility, bouncing from one ill-fated relationship to another, and somehow managing to escape the consequences of her actions. But now she's finally in a place where she can't run from her problems. She has to face them head-on, with no easy way out. Maybe, just maybe, this will be the turning point she needs to grow up and take some responsibility for her life. But at the same time, knowing my sister, I wouldn't be surprised if she finds a way to mess this up too. It's always been her pattern. Just when things seem to be turning around, she manages to self-sabotage. I can only hope that this time things will be different. Maybe the tough environment will teach her some valuable life lessons. If nothing else, it's a far cry from the easy, carefree lifestyle she's used to. Jason's situation, on the other hand, is a bit more straightforward. He's working hard to repay the money my parents covered for him during the divorce, and from what I hear, he's managing to stay on track with his payments. I suppose that's something, at least. It's not like he has much of a choice, though. He's stuck in that job until the debt is paid off, and there's no telling how long that will take. I can't say I have much sympathy for him either, considering everything that happened during their marriage. In the end, both Jason and my sister ended up in places they never expected. Life has a funny way of turning out like that. The two of them thought they could coast by on poor decisions and avoid the consequences, but reality eventually caught up with them. Now they're both stuck in their respective situations, learning the hard way that there are no shortcuts in life. As for me, I can't say I'm upset about how things turned out. In fact, I think it's probably for the best. My sister needs to learn that life isn't always easy, and Jason is finally paying the price for his mistakes. Maybe, after all this, they'll both come out of it as better people. Or maybe they won't. Only time will tell. For now, all I can do is wait and see how this chapter of their lives unfolds. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Iris.
Whoa, is that you, Charlie?
It's been 3 years.
Right? It's hard to believe it's been that long.
Hey, did you get the invitation to the wedding?
Yeah, I got it, but why are we talking about that now? Isn't the wedding tomorrow?
Yes, it is. Tomorrow I'm going to be Brent's bride. Of course you're going to come, right?
I thought I already sent back my RSVP saying I couldn't make it 3 months ago.
No way. Let's be honest here. You're the one who lost out when your fiancé was taken from you, so you're no use to me now. But you're special to me because you're the one who introduced me to Brent, and since you're my best friend and childhood buddy, I can't just start this without you, so you're coming whether you like it or not.
That's not being a Cupid, it's more like stealing. And I'm not your best friend anymore, I'm your ex-best friend.
Aw, come on.
3 years ago, on the night before the wedding, you sent me that cute picture of you and Brent cozying up in a hotel. That led to the wedding being canceled, and I ended up calling off the engagement. I guess it was lucky that we hadn't officially tied the knot yet.
Oh, I remember that. You even had the nerve to ask for alimony from me, your ex-best friend, after I took away your fiancé. You really acted like a money grubber.
I was just asserting my rightful claims as the one who got cheated on. Once you took Brent away from me, we were no longer friends, not even acquaintances.
Well, my dad is rich, you know. So paying a few million didn't hurt me one bit.
You are such a loser who can't do anything without daddy's money.
Hey!
Let's keep the jokes to yourself. That rotten personality of yours is starting to show through your face.
That's harsh.
Anyway, I'm definitely not coming.
So it's forced participation for you. You're going to witness our happiness, and I am dragging you along if I have to.
Do you even know where I live now?
At my parents' house, right? I heard you went back home after losing Brent, all in shock from being stolen from me.
That's old news.
Huh? Isn't it?
The reason I declined the invitation is that there's obviously no benefit for me, but also because it's just not physically possible to make it.
Physically impossible? I mean, sure, that means you're far away, but you could just take a bus or a plane.
There's no way I can make it now.
Why not?
I'm in some country across the ocean.
You're overseas? What does that even mean?
Right after the engagement was called off, I received orders for overseas deployment, so I'm living here now. Oh, and the invitation you sent reached my parents' house, so I had my mom send back my RSVP saying I can't make it. So there's no way I can be back in time for the wedding tomorrow. It's just not physically or geographically possible.
What?
Well, that's that. So, bye-bye.
Wait just a minute. Come on, don't hang up on me. You're really not coming?
I told you I can't.
I really want you to be there. I mean, I didn't think you'd actually be able to come because of all that drama, but now that I know you're not in town, what if I help arrange your travel?
You think that's possible with such short notice?
I don't know. I'll figure something out.
You really don't get it, do you? I'm literally on the other side of the world. I can't just hop on a plane last minute.
Why not?
Because it's not just a quick flight. It involves time zones, layovers, everything. You know how travel works.
I get that, but it's your best friend's wedding.
Ex-best friend.
Fine, but still. I really want you to come. I can't start this new chapter without you there. You've been part of my life for so long. We're still friends, right?
I mean, we were until you took my fiancé.
Come on, that was 3 years ago.
And it still stings. You don't just forget something like that.
Okay, but what if I apologize? I didn't mean for things to turn out that way.
Oh, really? Because it seemed pretty intentional at the time.
You know, I was young and stupid. I was confused and I just got caught up in the moment.
Maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that it hurt me.
I get it, but now I'm trying to move on and start fresh. I want to celebrate with my closest people, and that includes you.
You say that, but what do you expect me to do? Fly back just because you want to have a celebration?
Yes, exactly. Come on, you know how important this is to me.
I know, but you could have thought about that before you went and stole Brent.
I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm just asking you to be there for me now.
This isn't about me forgiving you. This is about you facing the consequences of your actions.
Well, I can't change the past, and neither can you. Can we move on from it?
Not a chance.
Iris! Hey, wait a minute. What have you done? This is definitely your fault, isn't it?
What? Aren't you in the middle of a wedding right now? Do you have time to be making calls?
What the hell? You set me and Brent up, and now you're playing dumb?
What are you talking about? Did something happen at the wedding?
Stop pretending like you don't know.
No, seriously, I really don't know what's going on. You need to explain what happened before I can respond to anything.
You're being so obvious.
Just explain already. If you don't, I'll block you right now.
Come on.
So?
The guests. My side of the wedding. All of them were my ex-boyfriends and current boyfriends.
Huh?
On Brent's side, it was all his ex-girlfriends and their current partners.
What?
Everyone except family was overflowing with my exes and current boyfriends, along with Brent's ex-girlfriends and current girlfriends.
What? What kind of a situation is that? I mean, was it a total mess?
I invited all of my friends and colleagues, you know. I got responses confirming their attendance, but somehow my exes and current partners ended up mingling with Brent's exes and current partners.
Does that mean you both were cheating?
What the hell was that all about? They were throwing accusations at me, telling me I was cheating and bringing up all the awful things said when we broke up. The wedding turned into complete chaos. Why did this happen?
I can't explain why.
This is your doing, isn't it? Fix this now.
I haven't done anything. I told you yesterday I am overseas right now. How could I interfere with your wedding? I have no idea who you were cheating with anyway.
Well, I thought you might have given someone in America some orders.
I am not going to go through that much trouble. To be honest, I really don't care about you guys anymore.
You don't care?
I've completely moved on in these 3 years, so I have no lingering feelings. I'm actually married to a guy I met here.
What?
Oh, and by the way, I have a child too. He's 4 months old.
You have a child?
I'm juggling my first experience of motherhood, and while it's hectic, I'm really happy. I don't have time nor the inclination to plan something just to ruin your wedding. Whether you guys get married or divorced is completely irrelevant to me now.
That's, so if you didn't ruin our wedding, then...
Oh, that reminds me.
What?
I just remembered something, so I'll let you know.
What is it?
Well, finally this day has come. Inviting me to your wedding, huh?
Huh? What is this?
This is an email I received on the morning of my wedding 3 years ago. I think it was a warning that something was going to happen at the wedding. I only realized it was sent to me a month later. If the wedding had gone as planned, I wonder if Brent's guests would have included his exes and current girlfriends.
Who was the email from?
I have no idea. It was from an anonymous source using a free email address.
What?
I don't know, since it was anonymous.
Anonymous?
But it did say at the end of the email that the sender was someone invited on the groom's side.
That's about your wedding. I'm not involved.
This is just my speculation, but maybe they were able to execute what they couldn't do 3 years ago at today's wedding. And it's not just the groom who's a scumbag. It seems like the bride is just as bad, so maybe both of you.
What?
I can only imagine how many people you've upset.
What?
Anyway, it's clear that I'm not the mastermind behind this, so I'm gonna hang up now.
Wait a second, you can't just leave me hanging.
I have to go now. You've got a mess to clean up, and honestly, I have my own life to live.
This is unreal. I'm in the middle of the biggest disaster, and you're just leaving?
What do you want me to do? In thousands of miles away, I can't magically fix your wedding problems from here.
I'm not asking for magic, just some support or a bit of empathy.
Support? After you treated me like I was nothing, you think I owe you anything?
You think I had a choice? You were the one who broke everything apart.
Well, you could have just stayed out of it. You could have been a better friend. And let you manipulate me like you always have? No thanks. I'm done being a part of your drama.
You think I wanted this? You think I wanted my wedding day to end up like this?
Maybe not, but you need to face the consequences of your actions.
Consequences? You act like you're innocent in all this.
I never claimed to be innocent, but I'm also not the one who caused all this chaos. You've got to own up to your part in this.
I just wanted to have a perfect day, and now it's ruined.
Well, maybe it's a lesson for you. You don't get to just walk over people and expect everything to be fine.
I didn't think it would turn out like this.
I'm going to hang up now. Goodbye.
Iris? Hey, can you lend me some money?
Oh, Charlie. Are you seriously asking for money again? Don't you have any shame left?
You have no right to lecture me. You're partially responsible for this mess, too. You should at least want to help me out.
Well, my involvement is only because I'm the victim here. I was the one who had my fiancé stolen from me, remember?
Just give me the money. $50,000.
Why do you need such a huge amount? That's an insane sum.
I've been hit with a demand for damages.
Oh, wow. Honestly, I thought it would end with a mutual breakup since both of you were cheating. I assumed there would be a fair fight situation.
But the one asking for damages isn't Brent. There are actually other parties involved. I need to split the wedding costs with Brent, and with some other expenses piling up, I'm short on cash. No matter how much I scrape together, I'm still $50,000 short. This time Brent won't help me out. My parents have already told me I can't come crying to them again, not after what happened 3 years ago. So I have no one to turn to.
Who exactly is asking you for this money?
It's my ex's wife or fiancé, and also my current boyfriend's wife.
Wait, what? You were involved with your ex-boyfriend and your current boyfriend? And they both had partners while you were with them?
Well, actually, I had received demands for money during these 3 years as well. But when I ignored them and just tried to avoid the situation, they showed up at my wedding. My parents and relatives found out about everything.
So besides your boyfriend Army, even their wives and fiancés crashed your wedding?
It seems like the anonymous email you received was probably from one of them. You know, the one you told me about.
I see. This is entirely your fault. You really dug your own grave here.
How can you say that? I mean, I wasn't the only one involved.
I mean, really? I've heard you've been like this since high school.
What?
I went to a different high school in another area, so I didn't know at the time. But I heard that while you were at your school, you were quite infamous among your classmates. You were known for swapping partners, especially among guys from neighboring schools. Apparently, during your 3 years of high school, you went through a large number of boyfriends and were considered a homewrecker and a dangerous person. You probably started pursuing married men or engaged ones back then without realizing the weight of your actions and the responsibilities that come with them. You seem completely unaware of how bad that is. Honestly, it's pretty pathetic. You might just be the worst of the worst.
That's cruel. You really didn't have to go that far. I mean, we're talking about my life here.
Then stop contacting me.
What?
Your constant pleas for money are annoying. Besides, I don't have any money to lend to the world's worst homewrecker.
Iris, we've been childhood friends. We shared so many memories, and you're just going to throw that away?
Former friends. Okay, don't pretend to be close only when it's convenient for you. You can't just come back into my life asking for favors when you've treated relationships like this.
Iris!
You are so annoying. Goodbye. This is the last time I want to hear from you like this.
Wait, don't just hang up. I'm in a really tight spot here. Can't you understand that?
Understand? How can I understand when you're the one who's put yourself in this situation time and time again? You brought this upon yourself.
But you used to be supportive. What happened to that?
Supportive? Being supportive doesn't mean enabling bad behavior. I can't just stand by and watch you spiral down into this mess without saying anything.
I know I made mistakes, but can't you help me this one time? I promise I'll pay you back as soon as I can.
You always say that, yet here we are again. Why should I believe you now? You've burned me before.
Come on, Iris. We've known each other since we were kids. Can't you show a little compassion?
Compassion? You're asking for a lot when you've treated people like they're disposable. Your relationships aren't just casual flings. They affect others deeply.
I get it. I made mistakes, okay? But can't you see that I'm trying to fix things? I don't want to be this person anymore.
Well, it's a little late for that, don't you think? You've already caused a lot of pain, not just to me, but to many others. You need to face the consequences of your actions. Now I'm going to stop texting you. Everything you're saying is starting to give me a headache, so goodbye forever.
Wait, Iris!
As I blocked Charlie's phone number, I couldn't help but wonder how things had ended up like this. What went wrong? I reflected on our past, recalling that things hadn't been nearly as bad when we were in middle school. We used to laugh and play without a care in the world, not burdened by the complexities of adult relationships. Maybe, if I'm being generous, I could think that Charlie had her own struggles to deal with. After all, everyone faces challenges that can shape them in unexpected ways. But then again, when I considered the sheer number of people she had hurt along the way, my sympathy evaporated. It's just too much. I learned that she's now working herself to the bone to repay her debts, sacrificing her weekends and holidays just to make ends meet. That's the kind of reality she's facing, and frankly, I don't feel bad for her. She made her choices, and now she has to deal with the consequences. And it seems I'm not alone in my thoughts about her. I've heard that Brent is in a similar situation. Apparently, after my overseas assignment, a sort of support group is formed, something akin to a Charlie and Brent Victims Association. This tells me that the two of them have hurt so many people that there's now a collective of those who have been affected by their actions. Isn't it wild? Just when you think people can't surprise you anymore, they do. It's astonishing how two individuals could cause such widespread pain, and now they're being scrutinized by this group of former friends and partners. They've created their own little world of hurt, and now they have to live in it. From what I've gathered, it sounds like Charlie and Brent are being regularly monitored by the collective. It sounds like a constant reminder of their past actions haunting them at every turn. Can you imagine living like that? Knowing that people are watching your every move, waiting for you to mess up again, it must be exhausting. For them, the idea of living a normal life seems far-fetched at this point. I doubt they'll ever be able to lead a life free of the shadow of their past mistakes. Who knows how long it will take for them to truly learn from this experience? Will they ever change, or are they doomed to repeat the same patterns, dragging others into their chaos? I think about how their decisions have affected not just themselves, but also everyone around them. Relationships, friendships, and trust have been shattered. People's lives have been irrevocably altered because of the choices Charlie and Brent made. It's not just about them anymore, it's about everyone they've impacted along the way. And here I am, trying to move forward with my own life, and yet I can't shake off the remnants of our shared past. It's difficult to disentangle myself from the memories and experiences we once shared, even as I try to focus on my own future. I wonder if I'll ever fully escape the ghost of that time, or if it will linger like a shadow, always reminding me of the mistakes made by others. But I know I have to keep pushing forward. I can't allow myself to get caught up in their drama. They've made their bed, and now they have to lie in it. I owe it to myself to find happiness and stability, free from the burden of their actions. In a way, it feels liberating to cut ties with Charlie. Blocking her number was a small yet significant act of reclaiming my life. It's a reminder that I have the power to choose who I let into my world. I refuse to be a part of her ongoing saga of chaos. It's time to refocus on my own happiness. I want to surround myself with people who uplift me and respect the boundaries of our relationships. Life is too short to be entangled in the web of someone else's mistakes. I reflect on the friendships that matter most to me now, those built on trust, loyalty, and mutual respect. I remind myself of the people who have been there for me through thick and thin, who lift me up instead of dragging me down. Those are the relationships I need to nurture. As I ponder all this, I realize how important it is to learn from these experiences. I don't want to become bitter or jaded because of what Charlie and Brent have done. Instead, I want to grow from this and become a stronger and more compassionate person. I want to be someone who helps others rather than harms them, someone who understands the weight of their actions and chooses to lift others up instead of bringing them down. It's a long road ahead, but I'm determined to keep moving forward, one step at a time. I won't let the actions of others dictate my future. I refuse to allow their drama to seep into my life any longer. I deserve better, and so do you. We all deserve to find joy and fulfillment in our lives, free from the shadows of those who have wronged us. So, here's to new beginnings. Here's to forging new paths and creating a future that reflects who I truly am. I'll embrace the lessons learned and use them to guide my choices from here on out. I won't forget the past, but I will use it as a stepping stone towards a brighter tomorrow. And maybe, just maybe, I can be a source of light for others who have faced similar struggles. I can be the friend who listens and supports without judgment. I can be the one who chooses to be better, not bitter. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Dad, what the hell is going on? Is it true that you asked Mom for a divorce? She just told me that you ambushed her with papers this morning. What on earth were you thinking? You owe her and I an explanation.
Well, Emily, sadly, it's true. Your mother and I are getting a divorce. And if you're on her side, then I guess I'll have to cut you off as well.
What the hell? You are crazy. First of all, I am asking you why. How could I take sides when I don't even know why you are doing this? Please explain.
I guess your mother hasn't told you anything then.
No, she hasn't. Do you know why? It's because she doesn't know why you are suddenly asking for a divorce. All she knows is that you had these papers prepared and brought it up out of the blue. It sounded like Mom really had no clue this was coming. Dad, come on, talk to me. I thought you guys were doing well. Has something happened since I left town? I haven't been home enough to understand your relationship with her these days.
Huh? Did she actually say that?
Say what?
That she doesn't have any idea why I'm divorcing her? Because if she doesn't understand why, then she has a serious problem.
Huh? What is that supposed to mean? Just tell me what it is, Dad.
You know what? No. I'm not going to just hand out reasons for free. She should really think about it herself. If she can't figure out why I'm doing this, then she needs to get some kind of help.
Come on, Dad. You're being ridiculous. We can't move things forward if you're the only person who knows what is going on.
I'm doing this for her, Emily. Don't you see it's not going to help her if everyone keeps babying her? She's a grown woman. She needs to reflect on the things she's done. Anyway, I'm just about to kick her out of the house. That should give her plenty of motivation and time to think about her actions.
What? Dad, you told her about the divorce just this morning. You can't do that. There's no need to be cruel to her. Besides, it's getting late. Just let her sleep in my room or something, please.
No, I'm not gonna go easy on her. She's put herself in this situation. I guess this is difficult to understand for a 25-year-old girl. But you need to grow up and stop being so naive too, Emily.
Well, it's certainly true that I am having difficulty understanding what you're doing. Especially since you're not giving any hints. But I'm saying that it's late, and it's not safe for Mom to be wandering around the streets in the dark.
She's a grown woman. I'm sure she'll be able to figure out where to stay for the night. I just don't want her in my house anymore. I'd rather be called cruel than to be sharing a roof with that greedy bitch. Don't worry, no one's going to harass an old lady anyway.
Dad, I am your daughter. If you're not going to tell me what's going on, then at least have some decency not to call her names in front of me. And what the hell do you mean greedy? Does this have something to do with money? It can't be though, can it? Mom is the most frugal person on earth.
Well, I guess she was doing a great job fooling all of us. I should have known who she really is on the inside. She's deceived me and you as well.
Huh?
Don't let her get to you, Emily. I'm telling you, your mother is full of lies.
Mom, where are you right now? Did Dad really kick you out?
Yes, he did. I was able to find a cab and just arrived at the station. I think I'm going to take your offer to stay with you tonight. If you are still okay with it, that is.
Of course you can, Mom. You can stay with me for as long as you need.
Thank you, sweetheart. I just entered the station. It looks like a train should be arriving soon. Is there a clinic that is still open at this hour near your apartment?
I don't know of any clinics, but the hospital is near the station you get off. Why? Are you feeling ill?
Well, I don't want to upset you, but I guess you will find out the second I see you. Your father hit me when he kicked me out.
He did what? Where? On your face?
Yes, it's not that bad, but it's a bit swollen around the eye. I'd like to get it checked out if possible, just to be sure there's nothing broken.
Oh my god, Mom, I am so sorry. I will meet you at the station and we will go to the hospital together. Are you in pain? Are you bleeding?
I have a small cut, but it stopped bleeding now. But yes, I am in kind of pain, so I would like some strong painkillers from the doctor if possible. I want to be able to get some sleep tonight. It's been a very long day.
Of course.
Oh, but your father took most of my cash and credit card. Thankfully, I have a debit card from my old account, but I wasn't able to stop by the ATM. Is it possible to borrow some money from you? I feel horrible asking. I'll pay you back tomorrow when I get the cash out.
Mom, don't worry about anything. I got you covered. God, I can't believe he hit you. Why is this happening though?
He still won't say?
No, but he called you greedy. Do you have any idea why?
He said that to my face too. But I honestly don't know why I asked him what he's talking about, but he just yells without any decent explanation. Honest to God, Emily, I haven't spent much money on, well, anything.
Yeah, I believe you. You are the complete opposite of greedy. We all know it.
I do not know. There must be something real strange going on in his head. Oh, the train is here.
Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't have to wait too long. It should take about 30 minutes for the train to arrive into the city. Try to get some rest during the ride, okay? I will be waiting for you at the station exit, and we can talk about everything after we get you cleaned up at the hospital.
Okay. Thank you, Emily.
I love you, Mom.
Love you too, honey. See you soon.
Emily, has your mother contacted you? As I told you last night, you can't let that woman get to you. She's full of lies. Don't talk to her, do you understand?
That is impossible, Dad.
You spoke to her?
Yes, of course I have. And frankly, I have no clue how you expect me to be supportive of you. I mean, Mom doesn't know why you are divorcing her. And clearly, you are not telling us what's going on. We don't know what is making you act the way you are acting right now. But hey, here's what I do know. You hit her and kicked her out of the house. So make a guess, Dad. Whose side do you think I am on now?
Oh, well, I didn't mean to hit her. That was just an accident. Things got out of hand because she won't admit what she's done.
Whatever. If you want me to have any sympathy for you, you better start talking. Or I am going to stop talking to you.
Emily, listen to me. This is all her fault, not mine.
Well, make me understand then.
Fine. I wanted her to come clean about everything, but so be it. Your mother used all my savings without my permission. $100,000 gone! Can you imagine?
What? 100,000?
That's right. I was so shocked when I found out. All these years she was acting so frugal to gain our trust. She was probably waiting for the right moment to steal from me. So there, now you know the truth. We might be married, but I will not allow her to do such a thing. That is why I am divorcing her. I'm sorry, but your mother is a greedy thief.
Okay. Why did she do it, though?
Huh?
Well, I mean, if you think she stole from you, you of course confirmed it with her, right? You are not just saying it's gone, right? Do you know how she spent the money?
Of course I do. She bought a car.
A car? What? Dad? That doesn't make any sense. She hasn't driven in years, ever since she got into that nasty accident. She only takes the cab and public transport, you know that.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. She didn't buy the car for herself. She used my money to buy her brother one. Can you believe that?
Huh? You mean Uncle Bob? Well, I did see him driving a new car when I saw him last. But are you sure about that?
Yes, I am. I looked it up. That car was just around $100,000.
Wait, did you really check that Mom paid for it? He probably bought it himself.
Bob buy a car? Not possible. That guy doesn't have that kind of money. He barely works. That fool is over 40 now, and all he does is go to the bar every day. He's a loner because no one wants a drunk like him. And the money he inherited from your grandfather is long gone. He's a loser and does not deserve that kind of a luxury car.
Dad? No, you got it wrong. Uncle Bob didn't use up Grandpa's money. He put it into investment. In stocks, I think. The last I heard, he was doing pretty well with it.
Stock investment?
Yeah, that's what he does, you know? He's an investor. He always had multiple investments, so he knows what he is doing. Why do you think he doesn't have any money? You should know about this, Dad.
Huh? He's an investor?
Yes, and for the record, I have never seen him drunk. He also has a fiancée. He is getting married soon. He is nothing like you think.
Oh, well.
You are being totally strange. How come you're acting like you don't know any of this? Mom told you about him being engaged months ago. Have you not been listening?
Did she? I don't recall anything.
Of course she did. We are invited to his wedding. And I remember Mom telling you that Uncle Bob was looking for a car recommendation because he was getting married. He wanted something more suitable as a family car. So I'm pretty sure that the new car you are talking about is what he bought in preparation of his marriage.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. What happened to my money then? If your mother didn't use it to buy her brother a car, then where did my $100,000 go?
Seriously, Dad, you need to talk to Mom. I think you are making a huge mistake.
Hello, Gary.
Sandra, it's you. I'm surprised to hear from you directly. Do you finally have something you'd like to say to me?
Yes. So, what is this about me spending your money? 100,000, you say? I never in my life touched anybody else's monies but mine. And the most expensive thing I bought over the years is maybe the dishwasher that was a couple of $100. Why are you accusing me of something that I have never done? You're making everything up in your own head.
Well, then let me ask you this. What happened to the money you inherited from your father? There should have been $200,000? You act so frugal and yet you spent the entire thing. You must have used mine too after you realized your pocket was empty.
What the hell are you talking about? The money I inherited from my father is sitting in my bank account, untouched. Not a cent, Gary.
What?
Why on earth do you even care about my inheritance?
You haven't touched it? Well, then your brother got that car on his own?
My brother's car? Yes. Of course he would buy his own car. Why the hell would I buy him one? He has money himself. Much more than I do.
I guess what Emily was saying about the guy was true then. I had no idea he was an investor and had thought you were giving him things.
What the hell?
Well then, I guess I can take back the whole divorce thing. You can come back home.
I beg your pardon?
Tell you what, I'll let you off the hook if you give me half of the inheritance from your dad right away.
I'm sorry.
What?
You know, for causing confusion. You should have explained yourself better when I confronted you.
I don't think so.
Huh?
Don't you hum me? Why on earth would I give you any of what my father left me? You are not worth a penny of it. That is a precious gift from him. And if I ever use it for something, that is my decision, and mine only. I don't owe you anything. Not money, and definitely not an apology. Keep dreaming, Gary.
You don't know anything, do you, stupid woman? I'm saying give me half of what I'm entitled to. It should have been in my account long ago. If you would have done so sooner, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now.
Entitled? What the hell are you talking about? You are not entitled to anything.
Of course I am, silly. I have the right to inherit the money just as you do by law.
What crazy law are you referring to? Please explain because I'm so confused.
I am his son-in-law. I have the right to inherit his money, you dumbass. Clearly you don't know anything, Sandra. Just do as I say, okay? If a parent dies, the children are entitled to equal divisions of the inheritance, and the spouse of the child another half. So if you inherited $200,000, I'm entitled to $100,000. Get it? God, you're so stupid. Now I waited 2 years for you to give it to me, so just get on with it. If you had done it when your dad died, none of this drama would have ever happened. This is all your fault, not mine.
Oh my god. This is actually funny. You think you can trick me like that? I'm not as stupid as you think I am. And the spouse of the child, another half? Don't make me laugh. Maybe in Garyland, but not in this country, honey.
What? I'm not tricking you, I'm just telling you the truth.
Why don't you do some reading for once, Gary? The inheritance, unless otherwise stated in the sealed will, is distributed to the spouse and the children. And it stops there. No children-in-law. You are not entitled to anything, you fool.
What? No, that can't be true. I heard it from a buddy at the bar. He assured me that I had as much right as you do.
You believe what another drunk told you? Seriously, Gary, you are embarrassing. You are a grown man. You should have at least checked the fact if you believed him. But hey, we are all aware how you are so clumsy about finding the truth. You always believe what you want to. It's so pathetic. Get a grip.
I don't believe you. You're the one trying to trick me. You know what? I am divorcing you after all. Even if what you're saying is true, you just proved that you are, in fact, greedy. I supported you all these years, and you won't even give me my share. I can't stay with someone like you. You had your chance to make things right with me. Well, baby, it's gone now. Our marriage is over.
That is not a problem for me, dear. In fact, I have already signed the papers and sent them to my lawyer, who should have been discussing it with your lawyer as we speak. I'm sure yours will be contacting you very shortly.
Well, smarty pants, you just watch what happens. I've hired a well-known divorce attorney. He's going to squeeze everything out of you.
Whatever, Gary. Whatever. All we are going to do is see you making an embarrassment out of your own stupidity. Bye.
Sandra! Sandra, where the hell are you? Answer my damn calls. What is this about suing me for consolation money? On what grounds? And why am I being denied my division of assets?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about again? Have you not been speaking to your own lawyer? I shouldn't be the one who has to explain these things to you. Please don't contact me.
Just tell me why you're suing me. For what? I never cheated on you.
Okay, thank you? Oh my god, Gary. You think a woman can only sue for consolation? Money if the man cheats, don't you? How could you been so blind that you are this dumb?
Well, what then? You don't have anything on me!
Of course I do. You assaulted me, remember? I have medical records from when you beat me before kicking me out of the house. On top of that, you spread stupid rumors among my family and friends about me using your non-existing money. You really did yourself a favor, just adding reasons for me to sue you, Gary. You know I can actually get you arrested for assaulting me, right?
Arrest? You can't do that!
Yes, I certainly can.
But you wouldn't do that to me! I am your husband!
You mean nothing to me, Gary. But no, I won't, at least for now. And that is simply for the sake of Emily. Because I don't want her to become the daughter of a convicted criminal. So if you agree to pay me what I have asked for, then I will promise not to report you to the police. If you want to keep fighting, then God knows that I will decide in the upcoming days. Do you understand what I am saying?
Well, what about the division of assets? As long as I get the equal share of what you have, I can pay you from that.
What? You are such a dreamer.
What do you mean? I might not be eligible for your father's inheritance, but I'm certainly eligible to the division of our assets from while we were married.
No. Inherited money is considered separate property if kept in individual accounts or not used for marital expenses. Too bad, Gary. As I have not been telling you repeatedly, you are not entitled to anything.
What?
I'm sure your lawyer is going to fill you in on the rest. Make sure you listen carefully. Clearly, you haven't been doing so up to this point. I am tired of having to explain things from you.
Wait, Sandra!
No, I'm not waiting.
Please! Listen, I don't have any money! I won't survive if I have to pay you anything! You don't want me wandering around the streets, do you? I'm Emily's daddy!
I don't know how you don't have any money since you do work, but I guess you are going to have to work even harder. Not that it have any of my business. I have nothing more to say to you. You shouldn't be contacting me at all anyway. From here on, please talk to me through your lawyer, like you should have been in the first place. Goodbye. I am blocking you now.
Sandra? Hello? Sandra!
My mother and I were left in shock after the whole thing, for not realizing how dumb and ignorant my father was all these years. We heard through my mother's divorce lawyer that the lawyer on the other end too was having a very hard time with my father because his level of understanding of the whole situation was extremely poor and he required extensive instructions on what to do or not to do. Even though they were on opposite sides, my mother felt terrible for making my father's lawyer go through his stupidity. Having no grounds for winning any of my mother's inheritance, and with solid proof of his abuse, not only did Mom keep all her money, but the court also ruled that she received the consolation money she asked for, leaving my father in debt. It turned out that the pathetic man didn't have much money left in his account, because he used all up on luxury items he never needed in the first place, assuming he was going to win money from the divorce. He now cries his sorry bum every night, alone in the filthy old apartment he can barely afford.
Matt, listen, I know this is right after the wedding, but I'm going to live separately. I've thought about this a lot today, and I think it would be the best option for you and I for a little while. Oh, and about the living expenses, I'll need $3,500 a month. That should be fine, right?
Huh? Carla, what's going on? We literally just got married. The ceremony ended barely an hour ago. We still have the reception to attend, and now you're suddenly announcing you want to live separately? I'm sorry, but could we save all of this for later after we've celebrated today with all of our family and friends?
Well, you see, I'm actually feeling a bit queasy.
Queasy? What do you mean?
Yeah, it started right around the end of the ceremony. I think it's morning sickness. I talked to Smith just a little while ago when we crossed paths, and he suggested that I should take some time off work and move straight into maternity leave.
Wait, Smith said that? What's going on here? I thought we were in this together. Why are you suddenly making decisions like this without talking to me first?
Don't get me wrong, I wasn't planning on dropping this on you, but the nausea hit me hard and Smith was there. He thought it would be best if I took it easy for now. I've decided I'm not going into work tomorrow. I'll let my employer know later about officially starting maternity leave. And about tonight's reception, I can't handle it. It's all on you now, okay? I'm heading back to my parents' place. Oh, one more thing. Could you submit our marriage registration at the ward office by yourself? I'm really sorry to ask, but I'm not feeling up to it.
Fine, but, don't you think this is a bit extreme? Saying you want to live separately and then throwing out a number like $3,500 a month for living expenses? It feels excessive.
Matt, I heard something. Did you get transferred to the Michigan branch?
Wait, who told you that?
Well, I got a message from a coworker I'm close to. They were worried and reached out to let me know.
That's odd. I just got the transfer order an hour ago. I haven't even told anyone outside the company yet. I was planning to tell you first.
Oh, I guess my coworker got word somehow and wanted to check in on me. I'm sorry if it seemed like I jumped the gun.
All right. Anyway, yeah, it's true. I've been reassigned. And I'll admit the timing is something else. It's almost like the universe knew we'd end up living apart the moment we got married.
What do you mean by that?
Come on, Carla, think about it. We rushed the wedding because we found out you were pregnant, right? Then, as soon as the ceremony ends, you announce you're feeling sick and head back to your parents' house to start maternity leave. Now, the day after, I get this transfer order. I can't imagine bringing my pregnant wife along for such a big move. That'd be too much strain on you physically and emotionally. And so I have no choice but to go alone, leaving us in this awkward, separated state.
Well, that's one way to look at it. I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's just something I've been mulling over. But hey, it's not like I have a choice. When Smith personally asks me to step up because no one else can handle this, what am I supposed to do? I had to agree.
That makes sense. If even Smith is asking you directly, there's no way you could have refused. He's next in line to be the company president, after all.
Exactly. Anyway, about our current apartment, I think we need to terminate the lease and move out.
Huh? Why?
Well, think about it. I'm relocating to Michigan, and you're staying at your parents' place. Neither of us is going to be living here, right? Besides, this is just a one-bedroom apartment I rented when I was single. It's going to be way too cramped once the baby arrives. We'd have to start looking for a bigger place anyway. With the lease renewal coming up in 2 months, it makes more sense to cancel now rather than paying rent for an empty apartment. Once we're ready to live together again, we can look for something more suitable.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
Plus, I'll need to rent a new place in Michigan for the time being. It'd be more practical to bring the stuff from this apartment with me.
Got it. That's reasonable.
All right, then. I'll start the process of ending the lease and packing up.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
Wow, that was one whirlwind of a move! Don't laugh about it. For me, this was nothing short of a battlefield. I know, man. I want to cheer you up, but honestly, I don't even know what to say to my best friend when he's going through something like this, so cut me some slack here, okay? What's that supposed to mean? No, seriously, I mean it. Still, thanks for sticking by me. Of course! So what's the plan now? How are you gonna handle this mess? First things first, I need to gather evidence. Figures, I get it. Honestly, that blurry photo I snapped in the heat of the moment probably doesn't hold up as solid proof. If only I'd been quick enough to record their damning conversation instead. Sorry about that. No, it's not your fault. If anything, you gave me a crucial lead about their scheme. I wouldn't have realized they were planning to get me out of the picture with this phony transfer. And it's already happening just like you said. Oh, by the way, my wife's friend happens to be a lawyer. She's also got connections with a private investigator. They even do online consultations. Want me to hook you up? For real? Please do. All right, I'll pass your number along to her. She'll get in touch with you soon. Thanks, man. I owe you.
Hey, Matt, it's about time you sent over that $3,500 for living expenses. I really need it.
Wait, you were serious about that?
What? Are you seriously telling me you're not planning to send it?
Well, I figured I'd cover the basics like groceries or other essential costs since you're staying at your parents' place. But $3,500, that's a bit much.
Come on, hurry up and transfer the money. I need it for maternity and baby supplies. These things add up, you know.
Not to downplay it, but when my sister was expecting, she didn't spend anywhere near that much.
What?
Also, $3,500 is almost my entire paycheck. If I send you that, I won't have enough to live on myself.
What are you talking about? Don't you have another source of income from stock investments?
Stock investments? Where'd you get that idea?
I overheard you talking in the company cafeteria with your coworkers. They said you're making $10,000 a month from stock investments.
Oh, that. Yeah, I think there's been a misunderstanding. That wasn't about me.
Huh? What do you mean?
It was just a casual conversation. One of my coworkers mentioned his sister, who happens to be a scenario writer for a game app. She was working on a story about a character who's into stock investments and makes $10,000 a month. From there, the conversation shifted to a relative of mine who got lucky with stocks once, made $10,000 in a month, got overconfident, and then lost everything on a risky bet. It was just small talk about how unpredictable the stock market can be. None of it had anything to do with me personally.
Wait, so you don't have any income besides your salary?
That's right. Honestly, I don't have the temperament for stock trading anyway. It's way too stressful for me.
Seriously? What the hell?
I see now. So you picked me as your fake marriage partner because you thought I was loaded.
What? Fake marriage? What are you talking about?
You'll find out tomorrow. I got some business to take care of now. Later.
Hey, what is the meaning of this? Demanding a DNA test for the baby? Are you serious?
If there's nothing to hide, then agreeing to it shouldn't be a problem.
Why are you even doubting me? It's obvious the baby is yours. There's no reason for a DNA test.
I'm asking for the test because there's now a very real possibility that the baby isn't mine.
What?
I've already hired a lawyer and decided to move forward with this matter through proper channels.
A lawyer?
The fact that a lawyer took on my case means I'm not being unreasonable or making baseless accusations.
What are you saying?
Your affair with Smith has come to light.
That's not true.
That's not all. Smith is a married man and his wife just happens to be the daughter of our company's CEO. That connection is likely the only reason Smith is still the next in line for the CEO position, but now his actions have jeopardized that position. It's also clear that to protect his status, Smith likely conspired with you to pin the baby, which is probably his, on me. Not to mention, you both apparently thought I was some kind of stock market wizard rolling in money, so you tried to squeeze $3,500 a month out of me, all while using me as a convenient excuse to cover for your little rendezvous.
Hold on.
how did this even come out? I thought everything was fine. We even went through with the wedding. I was sure there was no way we'd get caught.
Someone saw you and Smith getting cozy in a corner right after the wedding reception ended.
What?
They also snapped a photo, even if it's a little blurry, and they overheard enough of your conversation to realize you two were scheming to pass the baby off as mine. After that, I spent the last month, while we were separated, collecting evidence through a private investigator, consulting with my lawyer about paternity tests, and figuring out the next steps for filing a lawsuit. All of this on top of adjusting to a new job in my transfer location. Let's just say it's been a busy month.
Wait, just calm down, okay?
I am calm.
But think about it. Even if the baby isn't yours, on paper it'll still be legally registered as yours once it's born.
That's why there are legal procedures to correct these kinds of mistakes. My lawyer has already briefed me on what needs to be done.
But come on, you don't want to be that guy, do you? Getting divorced so soon after the wedding would be terrible for your reputation, don't you think?
Oh, about that, there's no divorce happening.
Huh? What do you mean?
Because I never submitted our marriage registration in the first place.
What? You didn't file it? Why?
Because your affair came to light right before I could submit it. Naturally, I put it on hold.
No way.
Oh, and by the way, our families already know. So does Smith's wife and her father, the CEO.
You told them?
Did you seriously think I could resolve all this without telling them?
Oh no. Oh, this is the worst. Hey, Matt, could you lend me some money?
Wow, you actually had the nerve to message me. Guess I forgot to block you after leaving everything to my lawyer. Oops, my bad.
Wait, don't block me yet.
What do you want?
Will, Smith and I...
Ex-department head Smith, you mean? He had to quit after the scandal, didn't he?
Yes, we were forced to make it official and get married, but as soon as the baby was born, Smith's family arranged for the baby to be adopted by his brother and sister-in-law. We had agreed to cut all ties and even sign legal documents promising to never claim parental rights.
Not surprising. It'd be unfair to the child to grow up knowing their parents were the product of an affair.
And now, both of us are unemployed. The settlement payments wiped us out financially and we're in debt.
Okay, and what's your point?
Smith, my husband, won't even try to find a job. We're barely scraping by, and I was hoping you could lend me some money. Maybe we could even try again. I mean, for real this time. I could give you a child of your own.
Nope, absolutely not.
What?
Do I really need to explain why?
Matt, please. I heard you got transferred back to your original office. I'm actually outside your company right now. I'll wait for you.
You can wait as long as you like. You won't see me.
Huh? Why not?
I quit.
What?
Yep, my last day was 2 days ago.
You're kidding.
Nope, call it perfect timing. Well, this is goodbye for real. Take care, Carla.
Wait, Matt, please.
At this point, it seemed that Carla had been lingering in front of the company for over an hour, walking back and forth, seemingly lost in her own thoughts. Her actions, which were erratic and unusual for someone who had once been composed and methodical, did not go unnoticed. Someone had spotted her wandering around, and in response they must have thought it necessary to report what they saw to the authorities. As a result, Carla ended up in a situation that nobody could have anticipated. She found herself involved with the police. The whole scene had taken a sharp turn, and what began as a simple, solitary moment of confusion for Carla had escalated into something far more serious. The discovery of Carla's unusual behavior triggered a series of events that no one could have foreseen. What was perhaps more unsettling, however, was that her behavior eventually revealed something deeper, something that had been hidden for a while. It was exposed that Carla had been attempting to contact me, reaching out in an attempt to reconcile. Now, this information reaching her husband Smith was the tipping point. As if the situation wasn't already volatile enough, Smith's reaction was explosive. In a fit of fury and disbelief, he confronted Carla, and their confrontation quickly spiraled out of control. The argument between them grew increasingly heated, and before long, things escalated into a chaotic and dangerous exchange. The domestic violence that followed was so intense that it resulted in knives being thrown, not just figuratively, but literally. The severity of their argument, which quickly turned violent, necessitated another visit from the police. It was yet another embarrassing and damaging incident for the couple. However, the repercussions of this event were far-reaching. It wasn't just a case of a couple arguing or an emotional breakdown on the part of Carla. This incident had caused a ripple effect that reached their families. Both Carla and Smith had at one point been estranged from their families, but the seriousness of the situation forced both sets of parents to intervene. In a rare moment of reconciliation, the two families decided to sit down and have a serious discussion about the future of the couple. Despite the tremendous tension between Carla and Smith, the decision was made that they were not going to get a divorce immediately. This decision, rather than offering relief, only added to the bitterness of the situation. Neither Carla nor Smith were happy with this decision, but they were forced to accept it due to the pressure from both families. It became clear that the familial expectations were weighing heavily on them, and that was not something either of them could easily escape. At this point, the only solution presented to the couple was to move far away from everything that had happened, away from the memories of their relationship breakdown, and start anew. This solution came in the form of a distant relative who offered to employ them. The relative arranged for them to be hired as live-in workers at a mansion located in a remote part of the country. This offer was not made out of kindness, but rather as a way to distance Carla and Smith from their prior lives, and presumably to give both of them a way to avoid further scandal. The idea was that this job would be a fresh start, a clean slate, away from the toxic environment they had created for themselves. However, the reality of their new life in the mansion was far from what they had imagined. The mansion's owner was a man of considerable wealth and influence, but he was also someone whose personality could only be described as deeply eccentric and, in many ways, inflexible. His strictness bordered on obsessive, and he ran the household with a level of rigidity that could only be described as extreme. It became apparent that the mansion was no sanctuary for Carla and Smith, but a prison. Every day they were subjected to a level of surveillance that was uncomfortable and invasive. No part of their day went unnoticed. They were constantly watched, monitored at all times, from the moment they woke up to the moment they went to sleep. This unyielding surveillance created a sense of constant tension in the air. There was always the feeling that someone was watching, judging, and waiting for the slightest mistake. It was a constant reminder of the lack of control they had over their own lives. In this strange, oppressive environment, Carla and Smith's physical and mental health began to deteriorate. They were expected to work without any real breaks, performing tasks that were both physically demanding and emotionally draining. The mansion, with its high ceilings and cold, imposing walls, felt like a fortress rather than a home. The work they were given was grueling, and it never seemed to end. No matter how much they did, it never felt like enough. The owner's expectations were unreasonably high, and his temperament was unforgiving. If they made even the smallest mistake, it would be met with harsh reprimands or worse. Their lives had become one long, never-ending cycle of work and anxiety. There was no room for personal reflection or relaxation. The idea of taking a break, even for a moment, seemed like a luxury they could no longer afford. The constant pressure began to weigh heavily on both Carla and Smith. Over time, they found it increasingly difficult to maintain any semblance of emotional connection with each other. The stress and the strain of their new life was simply too much. The couple that had once fought for a second chance at love now found themselves distant, their connection eroding as the days went by. The mansion, with its imposing owner and constant surveillance, was like a pressure cooker, with Carla and Smith stuck in the middle, slowly being crushed by the weight of their situation. It wasn't just the physical exhaustion of the work that drained them, but the psychological toll of always being watched. There was no privacy, no moments of solitude where they could simply be themselves. Every action was under scrutiny, and every word they spoke was carefully monitored. This kind of constant surveillance wore away at their sense of identity, leaving them feeling more like servants than human beings. Over time, it became clear that the mansion was not a place of healing or redemption. Instead, it was a place where both Carla and Smith were being broken down, piece by piece. They were no longer the people they had once been. Their former dreams, ambitions, and desires had been replaced by a desperate need to simply survive. Every day was a struggle to endure, to make it through another set of tasks, to avoid making any mistakes that might bring down the wrath of the mansion owner. They had become shells of their former selves, trapped in a life they hadn't chosen, their futures uncertain. As the weeks turned into months, the toll of this lifestyle became even more apparent. Carla and Smith were no longer able to communicate effectively, their relationship fraying at the edges. There was no time to rebuild the bond they had once shared. They were just two people working side by side, going through the motions without any real connection. The mansion owner's constant surveillance had drained them of their energy, leaving them physically weak and emotionally exhausted. The emotional scars of their troubled past had been further deepened by the oppressive atmosphere of the mansion. What had started as a chance for a new beginning had turned into an extended nightmare. At this point, Carla and Smith were no longer even attempting to reconcile their differences. The idea of rebuilding their relationship seemed too distant, too unattainable. They were simply existing, getting by, and hoping that someday, somehow, things would improve. But the longer they stayed at the mansion, the more unlikely that seemed. The oppressive environment had completely crushed their spirits, leaving them questioning whether they would ever be able to escape. The dream of a fresh start had turned into a reality far darker than they had ever imagined. They could only hope that one day they would find a way out, but for now, the mansion was their life. And as long as they remained under the watchful eye of the owner, they would never truly be free.